Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Akabane101, and this is Dark Cloud. Dark Cloud's made by Level 5 Studios, the creators of Ni no Kuni, as well as Rogue Galaxy. We're playing on the PlayStation 4. This is basically an emulated version that you can pick up right now on the PlayStation Store, and it's a ton of fun. If you haven't played Dark Cloud or Dark Chronicle, also known as Dark Cloud 2, I highly recommend you pick those up. And if you're not sure, well, come with me on this adventure as we play through the games. It's going to be a ton of fun. I'll be voicing all the characters as we go along here. So let's go ahead and start a brand new game. A book was found in some old ruins. All the scholars who decoded it puzzled over the mystery of the book. A world with 2 moons illuminating the sky. The many dazzling adventures of a young boy. But whether or not this is a true story, do you believe in the story woven in the book? Maybe it's a fantasy that existed only in a boy's heart. Let me tell you the story this ancient book tells of a magical and magnificent fairy tale. And the hero of this wondrous tale, whose name is... Not Link, that's correct. Alright, we'll hit tone. We're going to be going with the default characters. Default voices? Default characters for the game. You've gathered quite a few of them. I had a hard time finding dancers with the right qualifications. Look at them. The dance of blood. Mixing the blood of witches with that of humans is the key to breaking the seal. However, I do have some problems. Problems? In order to procure good material, you do need adequate,
I see. I'll pay you extra. That should solve your problem.
Yes, sir, thank you.
So, when will it happen?
Very soon, sir. Let us enjoy the ceremony till it is time. Sir, do you know the legend of the dark genie sealed within the urn?
Of course. How much money do you think I put into acquiring this urn? I've been waiting for this for years, and now its legendary power is mine.
400 years ago, the genie of darkness appeared in the east, and with its evil power, the world was burnt away. What do you intend to do with such frightening power in your hands?
You'll see. So, now is the time.
Yes, sir, so it seems.
this is the genie? The dark genie?
Well, it's quite different than I imagined. The ancient dark genie, this is it.
Welcome back, Genie of Darkness. I broke the seal and released you. Therefore, I am your master.
Stop it! Hi, how are you today? Tone, it's already started. Come on, let's go. Tone, it's already started. Come on. See, I told you. You should have hurried. Come on, we're late. I'm a staff member this year, so I have to go. Sorry. Oh, she left you, Tone. Hurry up.
Look at the insects squirm about. Start there.
Tone!
Hi there. Can you hear me? Open your eyes. Wake up. Hey. I am the Fairy King. I'm the entity that unites all of nature's spirits. Listen well, young one. Something bad has happened. Men blinded by greed have revived the Dark Genie. This Dark Genie is terribly powerful. Its power is so great that it could destroy the entire world. You saw it, your own village being destroyed right before your very eyes. Not just your village. In a flash, many villages and towns were destroyed. In one night, half of your world was annihilated. It must be the men from the east that performed the resurrection ceremony, probably thinking to use its black demon power for war, without realizing how frightening it truly is. It is darkness, pure darkness itself. Long ago, the so-called Dark Genie almost destroyed the entire world. Its malevolence is that great. The bad thing is that it has the same type of magical power as us spirits. Unfortunately, we aren't powerful enough to destroy it. Young man, I see that you have a strong will that could withstand the evil power. And also a clear, kind heart. You might be able to fight against the darkness it generates. I decided to stake our fate on you. Let me bless you with power. There, surprised? That's called Atlamilia. It's a stone with a magical power. Oh, don't look at me that way, boy. I'll explain now. It might get too bright for your eyes for a moment. Do you know where this is? This is simply no empty lot. This was your village. But do not lose heart. As long as you have that stone, you can return it to its original form. You see, just before the village was destroyed by that genie, I saved the buildings and people by sealing them into spheres called Atla. It seems those Atla were scattered all around by its tremendous magic power. They were probably blown to different places around the world. It probably thinks everything is destroyed. You must restore the world before it realizes what happened. Absorb that which I sealed in the Atla, using the Atlamilia, and bring them back. Then you'll be able to restore the world to its original form. You may even be able to create an even better world than before. You don't seem to understand anything I'm saying. Oh well, I'll give you another lesson when you acquire some Atla. So long. Tone, can you hear them? You should be able to hear them. Voices of the wind, the trees, animals, and voices of the earth. They are calling for your help. Tone, you will probably meet and say goodbye to many people. In talking to these people, you may receive clues to defeating the darkness. Look for them. Now, Tone, your adventure will begin. First, go to the village chief's house. He'll show you where to go next.
Alrighty. Well, first things first, let's go to the village chief's house, just as our lovely fairy king has told us to do. This would be really helpful for us.
Ah, Tone, you're alive. Seems like we're the only ones in the village that survived. We never dreamt this would happen. One night and our village is gone. Can you believe this, Tone? I feel so helpless. I, the man of the village, can't do anything about it. What am I supposed to do now? I guess the only thing we can do is get help from the guardian of the Norune village, Dron. Dron will not abandon us. He'll help us for sure. I have a favor to ask, Tone. Go to the Divine Beast Cave and tell Dron what happened. Divine Beast Cave is the cave outside towards your right-hand side. You've probably seen it before. I may be imagining things, but I sense something has changed about the cave. Be careful. This is the cave key.
Cave key acquired.
I put the things you might need in your bag. Don't get carried away. If you get in trouble out there, come back here. I'll give you some more supplies. Good luck.
All right, and definitely listen to him, because here's what he gives us. He gives us tasty water, which heals up those little water droplets below our weapon HP bar. You'll see our heart, which is a blue bar. That's our HP. Weapon HP. Your weapons take damage over time. We'll get into that as we go into the dungeon. And then below that is your water. Tasty water, very important. Bread will heal 50 HP. Very nice. Repair powder. It will repair your weapons. Right now we got this lovely dagger. We have escape powder, which lets us leave dungeons, and antidotes. Antidotes are very powerful because poison does like 200% of your HP, if I am not mistaken. It's kind of ridiculously powerful, so you gotta be very careful, and early on in the game, the difficulty curve is like at the top. So if you're having trouble at the beginning of Dark Cloud, well, yeah, that's probably why, because there's like no items in the game. A spiky bug's coming out. Awesome. This we can use for fishing. It's called a prickly. We can also sell it for 200 gold points. But we're not going to do that because we have no one to sell it to. So we're just going to hold on to it in our inventory for now. All right, so let's go ahead and move our way over to the cave. You'll see there's a timer in the top right. Essentially, don't worry about that timer. It's just for the time of day. There's a day-night cycle in the game. The only thing it truly matters for is where the NPCs are going to be once you start putting them down in their houses inside of Norune village. All right, so let's go to floor 1. This little overlay here shows what floor we're on. So it's floor 1, and then we have 8 Atla that we can go get. And on the very right is our kill count. So every time you come back, that kill count will keep stacking up on top of itself. It's for real this time, Tone. From here on, you will be put to the true test. First, conquer this wretched Divine Beast Cave and find Dron's lair. That's your first goal. Since you're a beginner, I'll give you a lesson on how to fight in the dungeon. First, to advance to the next floor in the dungeon, acquire the gate key for the door leading to the next floor. Each dungeon has a different gate key. For the Divine Beast Cave, Dron's Quest will be the key. The gate key is almost always carried by a monster in the dungeon. You must defeat the monsters to acquire the gate key. Since you can't tell which one has the key, you just have to defeat them all one by one. Next, I'll tell you about how to return to the ground level. So we've already gone over this. If there is no monsters, you can mind connect with the Fairy King. If there are monsters, you cannot do that, and therefore you need to use escape powder. Very simple, straightforward stuff, not bad. You can also mind connect with me when you go through the gate to the next floor of the dungeon. When you re-enter the dungeon, you can start at the next new level, so you don't have to worry about losing progress. And then this is our weapons. Our weapons can break by being used too much. That's why we got to use repair powder. This will make sure our weapons don't break. Because if they break, they're gone forever. Which is almost like losing a party member forever, right? In like XCOM or something like that. You don't want it to happen. And you don't want to have to revert back to an old save or something. So just keep an eye on those. And he casted a special spell on our dagger, so our dagger will never break. Alright. Don't waste your hard work by letting a weapon break and disappear. Finally, the important stuff, the sphere, Atla, where I protected and sealed the fragments of the world. So if we find these on the map, we can open them and use them for the diorama. Oops, today's lesson ran on a little long. That's it for the lecture today. Now, Tone, show me your true ability on this quest. Will do, my guy. All right, here we are, finally, in the meat and potatoes of Dark Cloud. This is the majority of the game, and already you can see the beautiful spelling mistakes, like skeleton soldier instead of skeleton soldier and all that good stuff. If you're ever wondering why those things are happening, it's probably because the game was originally in Japanese, and they weren't able to properly convert the character limit over. So you're going to see things like skeleton warrior instead of skeleton warrior, because they just didn't have enough space, man. They didn't have enough space. It's just how it is. Anyway, you may see a few Dark Souls vibes in here of locking onto your target and whatnot. Maybe more Zelda vibes because you had to lock on in Zelda as well. This game, from what I can tell, I never really played too many Zelda games in my time. I played Dark Cloud before I even touched a Zelda game. But I do see a lot of similarities between the two titles. Obviously, with the main character having a green hat, because you have to have something iconic, and I guess it's his poncho, his orange poncho, and his little green hat that flops around on his tiny little head. So, there's always that. Now, as we go around here, we're going to be obtaining various items. These jewels, such as ice, will give our weapons attributes. And the great thing about attributes is that they do bonus damage combined with your weapon stat of MP. So we have 2 MP on the dagger, so we're not really going to get a lot out of this. But say we went to customize and we dropped in our ice, we'll be able to see that we now have 3 ice. You remove it, you hit 0. And now it goes to 3. It doesn't really matter. I'm not even going to put it on. It's not really important. But just keep in mind, only one element is active for your sword at any given time, which is why having multiple types of swords that specialize in certain abilities is generally a pretty good idea. Also, we have a road, which is great. You'll find that roads, trees, and rivers and bridges are all completely randomized throughout the levels, but as long as you get all the Atla leading up to the first, what I would like to call roadblock in the dungeon system. A roadblock would be like you physically can't progress with the current character that you have. If you get to that point, you'll still have all the Atla you need to progress. So the game's usually pretty nice about giving you everything you need. But if you're worried that you don't have, say, I don't have Odd Gaffer, I don't have Pike, or something like that, just keep doing the dungeons and just keep getting all the Atla. You'll get it at some point. It is randomized, so it's not always going to be the same every single run, which is the most fun and appealing thing about Dark Cloud, and that's what separates itself from a Zelda game, because it just has randomized dungeons. You can even say it's, follows suit with roguelites or whatever, where if you die, you lose gold, or if your weapon breaks, it's gone forever, stuff like that. But yeah, it's just kind of how these games tend to go, which, in my opinion, is just a lot of fun. It's a really chill series to play through, and hopefully you guys will enjoy as I play through the series and hopefully explain the game logically and easily, so it's easy to understand. Oh my god, I see a large brown chest in the corner there, and I want it very badly. We are definitely going to grab that. We just got some fences. Look at all these. Look at these buttes. Ooh, we got Holy. Okay, so this is definitely something I'm going to throw onto my dagger. Holy is very nice for killing the undead. There's also various enemy-specific perks. And these are actually way more powerful. If you get an undead killer on here, anti-undead, then it's going to do exactly how many points of damage on top of that enemy, I believe. I could be wrong. Could be talking out of my butt. It happens sometimes. You can even see the element that was hitting that guy was different from when I was hitting him with my wind element that comes default with the dagger. So we're going to open this guy. It's locked. Let me give you a tip. Never give up. Never surrender. Never use a treasure key, even if you have one. You can sell those for gold. Use force chest open. And let me give you another hint. Until Odd Gaffer's up and running, or able to be up and running, you're never going to get cursed. Isn't that great? So just pick poison, because explosions, if you do it right, will never hit you. So we'll do the trap is poison, and I was right. But if it was explosion, you would hold the left stick away from the chest, and you would just run away, and you'd be having no problems whatsoever. Anyway, so that opened it up successfully. Should be getting a sword here. One of the better starting swords here. Gladius would also be a nice runner-up. The Chris knife, decent amount of endurance. I mean, our dagger has 30 by default, but the Chris knife comes with holy damage, comes with double the damage of the dagger. Speed is the same, and the MP is 4 times more than our dagger. So anything that's magical on this thing, which right now it's set to holy, it's going to be a lot more powerful. So we're just going to swap on over. Yes, we could level up our dagger in one more hit, but I'm not gonna worry about it until later, until we're forced to use our dagger again. And how lucky is that? Getting a Holy 11 this early on, that's pretty nice. A pretty solid first weapon for the first map. I've had times where I didn't get a weapon for the first 4 dungeons. Like, I went through four floors, and I couldn't get a single freaking weapon until floor 5. Which was a horrible feeling, and I hope you guys never have to suffer through something like that, because it sucks having to go and leave and go talk to the mayor every freaking time. And look at that, now we can already one-shot skeletons, and we don't have to worry about our weapon damage, getting our weapon HP, excuse me, getting eaten up too quickly. Like, look at that, 2 hits and a beast is done, no problem whatsoever. Or a basher, excuse me. Alrighty, we got Macho's house. That's very nice. Getting houses is great because that's an easy way to get some treasure chests. Each house that you plop down will spawn some treasure chests, and when you put people inside of it, I think that's when all the chests spawn. If I'm mistaken on that, then it's when the house is fully completed and an event pops up, then all the treasure chests will definitely be spawned. But I believe if the people are down, then there should be chests on those houses when you plop them down in the overworld map, which is super good. More chests means more items and more bread and more tasty water, possibly fluffy donuts. Fluffy donuts are Tone's favorite food. And essentially, they'll make sure that we get some more defense, because the way that you get defense in this game is through eating your character's favorite item. Okay, I just wanted to cut there just so we could quickly move over to the exit, because it does take a while to move around until we get a Duran's Feather. But all you do to go to the next area, you just place your Duran's Crest in there by hitting the square button, and then you can move on to the next floor. And that floor is really easy for us. We got a spring, which refreshed our thirst, and we got all of our health back. We didn't have to use bread. We didn't get poisoned. That's also great. So we'll go to the next floor, and we'll get another tutorial from Old Man Fairy King. Huh? Meow! That was a very vicious meow. The exit's right there, which is great. So we'll just run over here, give a little boop on the map, and that's right. We'll get another tutorial on the next thing here. So if you're ever worried about cave bats, there's 2 ways to deal with them. There's one way which is really expensive on weapon HP, and that's to hold down the X button and do a charge attack. Now that is the safest way to do it, because then you get invulnerability frames, and you probably won't get poisoned that way, but you will eat up a lot more weapon HP, which is not so great. So what you want to do is maybe try and bait the cave bat out, and it's really a timing issue and everything like that, so you want to be careful. Like, if he's charging you like this, he's just going to be a little butthole, but we'll see. You want him to be like flapping his wings, and then you kind of sidestep a little bit. There you go. So if we could do that every time, that would be great. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to mess up at some point there, which will suck. Okay, so these bone keys, what they are, you can only get them from treasure chests. They will unlock different parts of the map, and usually those different parts of the map will have more atla for you to grab. So if you're ever wondering, hey, why am I not getting bone keys? Well, you just have to open up more chests. Here we go, an annex room, very nice, usually an extra room for a house. These Yamich are shadow monsters. There is, I think, a 6th element in the game. That element being shadow monsters, if I'm not mistaken. We got a ladder here, very nice. And if you do see a stutter in the video every now and again, for whatever reason, my encoder software has been derping on me lately, so I do apologize, but hopefully it's not too distracting for you guys as we play on through. Hopefully the audio and visual quality is still pretty solid regardless. Got ourselves our Duran's Crest, awesome. I'm gonna move up here, grab another chest. What's inside? Lovely map. Fantastic. Maps are obviously great because they're going to just generate the entire map for you. You don't have to explore it. And thankfully, it makes it so the parts you haven't explored are still darkened. So it just makes your life just that little bit easier. Paige's house. Nice. So that's going to unlock Pike for us. Pike is the father of Paige. He is a fisherman. As long as you have Pike out on the battlefield, I like to call it the battlefield when you put them on the town. As long as you have Pike out, then you'll be able to use him to set up Odd Gaffer's caravan. And that caravan will not be fully repaired if you don't have Pike, so make sure you have Pike before you even set down Odd Gaffer to talk to him. Highly, highly recommend that. Gooey peach. Nom. Delicious. Love it. Okay, and then we just use the bone key here. We're going to plop that on. Beautiful. And look at that. We got tons of items in here. I think I hear a basher in the corner. Magical crystal. Oh my god, another weapon possibly? We still haven't had to use any of our repair items yet. Ooh, okay. I'm really happy about this. So now we have a clowns. This is the 2 types of large chests that you can get. A locked large chest and a happy clown. Hi everybody, it's Happy Clown. A present from the Happy Clown. Choose whichever you like. Okay, so we can choose a big box or small box. You can get a small item or large item from either of them. The choice is yours. I'll pick a big box. Maybe we'll get an item or we'll get a weapon. And we'll get an item. Premium water. I think that's just, it will, no matter what, give you all your water. Yeah, it completely quenches thirst. Very nice. Let's square there to sort things out. I like to keep things nice and sorted. Makes my life a little bit easier. There we go. Camacho. That's Macho's brother. And if you're ever wondering, like, what all these things are, we can go into our Georama parts. You can see here. Here's Macho's house. We have 2 of these slots. If you hover over them, daily training makes for a muscular body. And then we can kind of guess like which one that would be. Macho likes his name, or Macho, like his name, never skips training. And this one also says training. So you have to guess Macho. And this is Camacho, so you're probably going to assume they're brothers, Macho and Camacho. A little powerhouse, short big brother to Macho. So that makes it even easier. It tells you it's the brother of Macho. And yeah, that's pretty much the easiest way to look at it. Also, you could just, you know, play match the objects and all that stuff. Got Paige's house. Actually, I think we need this fence for the Macho brothers, so we're not going to put that on just yet. As well as lights. But you'll see, yeah, we have a sign, annex room, all this good stuff. And some trees and some roads and some rivers. Very nice. It would have been nice if we got another sword there, though. I'm kind of a little bummed out, but hey, what can you do? Got Gaffer's Buggy. Wow, I'm actually surprised we got it so early. And we're starting to get thirsty, so maybe getting that premium water was pretty good, because if you look at the map here, we don't have any springs. And springs are probably the most valuable thing to have to elongate your stay in the Drawn's Beast Cave, or whatever the hell. Divine Beast Cave, excuse me. Where we are. Thank goodness we can one-shot those Yamich. So let's go ahead and use our tasty water. So you can do it 2 ways. You can just drag and drop onto your character, or you can use our active items. You can also quickly do this by putting your bread or whatever up there by pressing triangle. Very useful as well. And then maybe I can find an enemy here. So if you're ever gonna, use an item, you can just press square, and it will freeze the game for you. So you don't have to worry about drinking an item and, the game turning into Monster Hunter and a monster just runs up and punches you in the face while you're trying to chug down a potion. No worries, man. Just take your time and it'll be good. It'll be no problem. Got ourselves a barbell. Sounds like something that some people that train could use. Very nice. And let's run up to the top right of the map. All right, 3 enemies here. We got the cave bat. Let me show you the alternative method of taking out the cave bat. So you move up on them with your charge attack by holding down the X button, and you just unleash all dat damage. We kind of wasted a little bit of ABS there. ABS, abs. I think they stand for like abilities score, absorption points. One of those things. That's the one mystery that I never ever research because I love just not knowing. So we could absorb this holy. And you know what? I think I will do that. It's a weapon that requires, or that likes holy. This build-up tab is what the weapon can turn into. You can go down 2 paths, and these 2 paths will generally end up one way or another. There's final weapons in the game that you can get, and pretty much everything can turn into those weapons as long as you get the base default starter weapons like a Chris knife or base lard, gladius, stuff like that. They'll turn into the final 2 weapons. One of the final 2 weapons. But if you click on these, it'll tell you what you need to level up to get that upgrade. So this one we need more attack, endurance, speed, MP, thunder, ice, wind, and aqua killer. This one we just need attack, MP, ice, wind, holy, as well as Beast, Iron Breaker, and Mage Killer. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and put this on here anyway, just to show how you absorb these spheres here. Ideally, you have these all maxed out, filled with spheres, but we're poor, we have nothing, but, you know, any sort of edge that we can get is great. So we're just gonna upgrade and get it going on. Beauty. All right, Chris Knife +1. And we want at least a +5 before we even get to the final boss. For whatever reason, the game, the way it works, if you get to the final boss without a +5 weapon, you'll do like really, really low damage. So you got to be on point there by the end. Otherwise, you're just going to be doing basically nothing. So just keep that in the back of your mind. A +5 weapon by the final boss of the first dungeon. Go. Got a bat. Let's see if we can sidestep him. Beautiful. Hello. Just wanted you to do a regular charge. Thank you. Okay, that's unfortunate. Ah. That's like playing a game of Ole. Uh-oh. That could be bad. Hello. Oh. See what I mean? Like, these bats are pretty finicky. You're probably going to run into this a lot. There we go. Beauty. Sidestepping them might be my downfall there. I might just need to time it so right before his face collides with my face, I just swing. But yeah, you know, it's just how it is. Alrighty, small windmill 1, nice. I'm surprised we're already getting like these windmill things, but anyway, let's go ahead to the exit. We still have repair powder. We still have premium water. I wonder how much premium water sells for. I wonder if it would just be better to save it. I mean, if you're playing a power gamer here, you're probably better off just saving it, but I don't know. Let's go to the next floor. Why not? Let's do it. Drop our Dran's Crest in there. We still have repair powder, so that's kind of why I want to do it. To the next floor. Dun dun dun.